Tamar otra vez con esta huevada. Voy a esperar al Shogun y Town. ¿Por qué se cuela esta mierda? Ah, qué baboso que soy. Duración. Soy imbécil, le puse límite de duración, pues tarado. Ay, baboso, no hay quien me gane. O no, no, ni siquiera debería ser. Eh. No, no es eso. ¿Por qué se cortaba? ¿Por qué se finalizaba solo? So strange. Giovanni. Pleb. Claudia. Ahí está. Habla, Giovanni. ¿Qué fue lo último que escuchaste, hombre? Porque está madre, no estaba chismeando. ¿Qué fue lo último que escuchaste? Habla P.
5 days ago you...
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time. Our greatest wish is to one day found our own school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize...
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother?
Well, they're kinda two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
Habla.
Whatever. Let me...
What? Rumors?
Oh dear. Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the sub...
Miko, he seems really desperate. His thing with his brother sounds really bad.
Okay, fine. Then it's decided...
Yay, Miko! So you're gonna have...
So, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine. And in fact, they are experts in resolving all manner of strange and super...
Lo de que íbamos a estar apretados. ¿Y eso? Ah, ya. Aplique de plátano. ¿Y este qué es? Ya, bueno. Ah, es Ernesto. Habla. Te decía pues que... No sé...
Is that hesitation that I detect in your voice? So, let me get this straight.
Bueno,
You come
vamos a estar
begging to me
medio
for help, I actually
sé,
recommend someone for the job.
apretados
then
porque pues
Not at all,
30
never.
personas...
Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust
Con que vayan
wholeheartedly.
20 en la
Thank you
casa no
too
es
for
tan
your willingness to
grande.
help. Please follow me.
Now hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter. It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the... Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little unfair to make me do all the work? Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too. This is an...
This feels all wrong. But you technically have a point. So...
Alright, let's go. Don't worry now, I'll be coming along too.
Okay, let's follow Yoheng. What is going on here? Granted,
Bueno,
you
cualquier
never
cosa
quite sure what's going
nos
on in
jalamos,
Miko's
pues
mind,
yo te llevo.
but she seems even more disinterested than usual.
cerca de algo. ¿Qué? No. A ver, ahí está que se la vea. Ah, es que mi abuela ya entró a clase. Ah. Ah, claro, pues antes obviamente pues tenemos que hacer acto de presencia y todo eso, pero yo digo cualquier cosa si se empieza a poner fea la cosa. Fugo. Bueno, fugamos. Bueno, si quieres, ¿no? Puede ser que no. Ala. No, ¿no te acuerdas que la Lian en un Halloween prometió así un montón de cosas y les dio gelatina nomás? Así me dijiste tú. Ah, bueno. Pertenencia. Charadas con gelatina. Por eso, no sé, pues. Tú ya has ido a una fiesta y... Mari tiene un culo bien grande. Demasiado grande.
How strange. My brother's been
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually. But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone in his current state?
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we? Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
No estoy hablando, pues YouTube. YouTube pone... Que no se me escuche, pero es que no estoy hablando. Ay, 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 ¿cómo ir a hacer? No sé. Puta madre, ya me están entrando dudas. Bueno, igual tampoco es que tenga mucho que hacer, así que no pierdo nada ahí.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Huh? Debt collector? But, it sounds...
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge a disciple of Domon to a duel.
Wait, what? That's not what we...
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat.
¿Cómo
He
lo
trained
imita?
every day as hard as he could and finally proved him one
Quiero
of
más allá de
Domon's best
Miko.
disciples in a duel recently.
Pero debo ser fuerte.
Yohei said that?
20
That
días.
Shingo trained hard.
20
That's
días tengo que
ridiculous.
aguantar.
He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen, that is. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has reliable information.
Tienes que ser fuerte. Puta, pero son un montón de días. Yo puedo. Kenji, ¿ve?
Hey there! We've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Uy, volví. Me había lagueado. ¿Me escuchas? Giovanni. Bueno, si me escuchas, explica eso. ¿Qué fue con Kate?
Yeah! We heard that
¿Son
Shingo
amigos?
defeated an apprentice of
Ahora,
Domon.
¿por qué se han peleado?
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're...
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more...
Oh, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it. I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, the way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel, too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel. I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out of character since then.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
Quite impressive.
Está poseído.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" and then ran off.
Lady Guji, esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall. And I've got the salt you asked for, too. Come on, let's go.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he's been found.
Qué buenas voces elige Genshin, la verdad. Potente. Me demoro en escribir como medio día. Se la que... Ve. Yo pensé que había pasado algo realmente serio, pero me asustaste. Pero bueno. Pero eso y eso de que faltan más chicos, pucha, se invita a jugar. Bueno, no sé, no creo que los inviten, ¿no? Ay, pero Bruno, con Bruno aún se lleva.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Leo tend to
Ya,
stay
ya
around.
ves, con Bruno todavía se lleva y el año pasado fue su cumpleaños, me acuerdo porque lo fui a ver un rato y ahí andaba. No, weón, más que a Bruno no ni le he respondido los mensajes. O sea, sí, me da igual, pero no sé, vaya a hacer algo. O por último, yo estoy seguro que alguno de los que falta no nos cae, porque por algo no nos ha dicho quiénes son. Entonces capaz que sí es Nieves o alguno de ese grupo.
Look over there. That's him at the waterfall.
So this is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a waterfall. That's pretty wild.
Tú avisas, pues, porque es bueno, sí, si va a ir, pucha, sí se pondría bien incómoda la cosa, sería pura persona que te odia, ¿no? Sebastián, el Sai.
Listen. He's talking to himself.
En ese caso, Irelia se pondría también del lado de Sebastián.
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it? Can you feel the feeling of manliness? Found your own school. So shallow. Please, spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore. I can't take any more. I'm gonna die. Yohei! Save me!
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for...
Huh? Who goes there?
He stood up. And now he's coming.
No, don't come any closer. Help!
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to...
Well, how should I know?
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind telling me what that's all about?
I don't know what to tell you.
You don't know. But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way. Yohei, I suggest you think
Saca la info tú, ya de aquí voy a intentar preguntarle.
Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character, and yet 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me.
Qué hermosa.
You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
But I...
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be
the one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an just like the book described. We drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole person, because if that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
No sean vagos estúpidos,
Well,
gente.
then why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Por lo menos saben algo que les traiga dinero si les guste, pues.
Because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something. And then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Gucci might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skill?
Look, stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his.
You're right.
Now, my little friend, toss the salt and then draw your sword.
¿Y eso?
What is that?
It's the
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He did...
We do nothing, but you, little one. Just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Who's this? Ah,
Saco la
a
infortuna.
fellow swordmaster.
Porque en el grupo solo vamos a ir tú, yo y Gao. Gao sabemos que se lleva con todos, tú también, entonces no sé dónde cae. Sí, pues yo me llevo bien con todos. O sea, por mi parte, ¿no? Porque estoy seguro de que a más de uno de ahí le caigo mal, seguramente. Me sorprendería. Tremendo. Tremendo bancho. Ah, visto. Ah, te lo hace, no solo yo. Tremendo bancho.
I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
He disappeared. But, well, Paimon sure is confused.
We can talk about it later.
Shingo, are you alright?
Yohei, I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't. I was terrified, and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't.
Shingo,
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother.
Thank you, Lady Guji, and thank you for...
All right, take him to get some rest. He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists. We'll be on our way then.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten it? So, why not?
Oh, they would. I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise...
So, what?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Paimon's got it.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Fair enough.
Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped.
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation?
Actually, that book's the whole reason.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book...
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a
But who wrote this book? And what do you think, Traveler? You're right. Big events in the light novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care about this book at all.
Lady Yai, I finally found
Ella lo
you.
escribió.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Yes. Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called...
Both of you, back here now!
Ahora sí le importa.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is.
¿Qué irá a
I
pasar?
have to come up with a counter plan, and you are going to help me.
Huh? How is this our problem?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Wait, what just happened?
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations.
Espérate, me abre una amiga. Yeah. Mohamed Musi, ¿qué? Bueno, bienvenido Mohamed Musi. No sé, yo pensé que lo trajiste tú. Bueno, bienvenido. Espero que te guste el directillo, te la pases bien. ¿Pero quién eres? No, mentira, no es disfrutar de esta estadía.
Alright, Miko, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal...
Why don't you... I'll give you a hint.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of Guji Yai and tell everyone that...
Oh, wow. Your first guess and you got... wrong.
Písame.
Yeah!
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic.
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be...
That means there's nothing we can do?
Well, I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the I think we're going to have a difficult time trying... That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's, smash our rivals' sales numbers, and win our readers back. That is how Yai Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence...
Wait, Miko, so you want us to write a...
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yai Publishing House. I have my ways. I did say this is what we're going to do. I just start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current... I'll be at Uyu Restaurant.
Que te viera, que
Find
te
me
viera.
there when you're
Bailame
done.
tú.
I will assemble a team, and we can...
Suave. Puta su madre. Bueno, sinceramente no me interesa mucho lo que digan. Solo quiero ver más allá de Miko y avanzar en la historia. Pendejo a él.
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Your more recent book, not only is it a story, but the descriptions are really true.
I'll be honest, I read light novels for the chief. In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of... By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
There's so much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yai Miko.
There's broken silence, like thunder crashing in the dark, crashing in the dark. No sé, pero como tú tenías a los turcos en tu celular, a lo mejor se metió por tu estado, bro. We're broken, but nothing gonna save us now. There's broken silence, but thunder crashing in the dark, crashing in the dark. El dulce al secretario con el loquito de lo pari. Pero a ti no lo pongo, siempre te lo pongo. Si tú me tiras, vamos a bailar en London. Pero a ti no lo pongo, siempre te lo pongo,
there you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru. Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now? Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences. All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have...
Paimon followed pretty much all of that. But there's, for example, we know we...
Take
Las
a
aventuras
first-hand
de
guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I
del
read it,
Travel
all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune.
del
But
Lumino.
to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the... As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Lilith. But that would make it a completely different genre than a...
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then. What do you think?
Mi amigo el bardo empieza. Encuentro como una comida de emergencia. Solo voy a hacer esto por lo de la comida de emergencia.
No matter how you tried to play it.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9. Is there really flying emergency food in other worlds? How does it taste? And how do you cook it? It's a strong opening, an easy way to grab the reader's attention. Never underestimate the appeal of culinary-oriented subject matter. Food, after all, is a topic that everyone is interested in.
Hey!
Paimon's not emergency food.
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what we're trying to do here. Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so...
That's good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
Y ahora sí, en serio.
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you... Hurry, chapter 2, let's go.
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
What a pity. I thought your beginner...
Before it came to what? What's happened?
Bloqueo
The bane
creativo.
of our existence. Writer's block.
Siempre
It's your
pasa.
arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful!
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu.
Yo también quiero
And
tofu
get some
frito.
kushikatsu for these
Voy a
two.
ver para cocinar
Just
en
the
estos
basic kind
días.
will
De
do.
probar. ¿Sabes?
Don't worry, this is my treat.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko?
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't...
More
Does
rats.
this mean your inspirations come back? Let's see now. The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends a young man who doesn't have the money to pay for it.
Hijo de puto, es más
Only
pobre.
later do we find out that this young man is none other than Rex Lapis himself. With the help of the Chishin and the protection of the Adepti, I am free to roam this vast realm.
¿Qué sabes?
Is this the kind of cheap thrill that guy was talking about?
I give it a 9.8. The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's
I
curiosity.
was meant to swine. Face the saints, I remember.
I, for one, think there's a sizable market for this.
¿Ve? Esa Fiorella. ¿Por qué tiene la foto de tu mamá? Jala, hablamos, vuelvo de aquí en un rato. Si es que así es en directo. Somos Pablo.
Alright, well...
Great. Well, now leave it to me, Lady Yai.
Chinga.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
The strict Principal Raiden of the Inazuma Academy with the help of Lady... Are we absolutely...
We can and we will.
Podemos y lo
I think it's
haremos.
great. One thing though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle.
Whoa. So we're really going ahead...
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this...
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please talk to me if you want to order.
Uh-oh. Qué extraño es este. Solo espero que no se vuelva a cortar a la hora con 2 minutos. Te me recarga. Ahí está. A ver. Ya déjenme probar de nuevo ya, Miko. Mucho texto. Quiero mecha. I want problems always.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements. But since it's with Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collab. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost at the beginning. May your light novels sell well and set a new record for the Yai Publishing House.
We'll do our best.
Ahora te imaginas que sea un fracaso. No he gastado mi resina de hoy tampoco.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very descriptive pen name?
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
3 días.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is gonna work?
Tenemos un equipo de primera.
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist
Puta, no sé
should
por
be.
qué siento que va a ser un fracaso.
Okay, then I'll sign you up.
Es algo
Please
que
come
los
back
de
in 3
Genshin
days for the
podrían...
results.
Sería muy común.
Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Espera 3 días, estás pero bien huevo. Esperar tu vieja, ya. 1, 2. No seas pendejo, pues 3 días no, esperar ya, a ver, 2 días. 1, 2. 3, 2. No cuenta como 2, ah, no, ya está. ¿Qué Fox?
You've all finally made good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying
Ya,
off
sí,
the
le
shelves.
hicimos, le
Multiple
hicimos.
sales locations are asking
La
when
comida
we'll
de
get ready for more
emergencia.
copies. This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment...
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this... We sold a lot of copies. But it doesn't feel like we...
Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about.
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from a first-hand guide.
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man. No one's talking about that anymore. The secret spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai. They can make any of your wishes come true. I heard that the incantations in a first-hand guide to summoning spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of Mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever. They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get
que
rid
viva.
of the symptom. That proves that the
Usó la
incantations
realidad
in
a
this
su
book
favor,
are
en
more
vida.
potent than the ones everyone was trying before. Pretty much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Una noche sin luna.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less...
Wow! You're good. What? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the...
This is something that will become very important to us further
Es una
down
más que
the
una
line.
herramienta que nos ayudará
All
más
right.
tarde.
It's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
Adoro el doblaje latino de Genshin
Of
Impact.
course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author, right?
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for...
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever. Yes,
Lo poseyó.
this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." After that,
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So, what are we supposed to do?
simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role. Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Dios mío, qué bella. Ay, Diosito. Hola. Ahí de miau. Eida miau. Habla Gabo. ¿Quién es Eida miau?
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references.
Buenos saluditos, Eida Mion, o Aida, no sé cómo se diga. Que nomás puso un apóstrofe, creo que es. No sé. Muy extraño, muy extraño. Ah, es que estoy transmitiendo Genshin Impact, pues. El juego sí es famosillo.
Miko, what is this place?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where...
Really? But it feels so...